All right, we are back. It is the afternoon session, trading the close. My name is Jim Cagnina. This is NinjaTrader Live. Appreciate everybody coming today. Feel free to type in questions, comments, observations in the chat as we go. As usual, we have the order flow folks trading the close today. They're going to be with us in a few minutes, so hang tight. We'll introduce these guys from OrderFlow Labs, and we're going to do it again this afternoon. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick peek, do an edge report really quickly here, and take a quick peek at some charts. All right, I have an E-mini S&P 30-minute candle on my screen right now. We had an opening range and let's just say initial balance high of 58.31, initial balance low of 58.12. I'm flanking that with a couple of white parallel lines there, just so we could track. We had a breakout to the upside. We have a body of a candle that closed to the upside. So we have a single break. On the bottom, we don't have a double break yet, even though there's a wick there. Because the way I'm looking at things, I am tracking using the Edgeful statistics. We're tracking a 88% chance of a single break, and I'm defining that as based on a body of a candle close. Now you could run the same stats on Edgeful and do the same calculation with a wick instead of a body, but I'm a little more conservative. I want to see a body close so we don't have that double break. If you did the analysis with just the wicks, you'd have a double break. 88% single break the way I'm looking at it, 8% double break, 4% no break. So now the question is, are we going to have that? Are we going to achieve that 8%? Are we going to have a body of a candle in the power hour, right? Which is coming. Well, it doesn't matter if it's power hour or not. Are we going to have that close, that single break? I don't know. It's looking like it's trying to get down there, right? We have some support from overnight earlier this morning down here at 50.03 spot 75. Yeah, a couple of dingling wicks down there as well. But that's kind of the story of the E-mini S&P. From a ATR point of view, let's just do the math really quickly here with my ruler. I'll just go low to high, and we're going to be way off the ATR today. Wow, that's not right, is it? Holy cow. 35 handle range. This is a tight range today. If I'm doing this right, I think I am. The ATR is well over 100. So it's 99 today. It's 99 today. So a real tight range today in the E-mini S&P for sure. Let's toggle over to the NASDAQ right now. NASDAQ is looking, well, a little different actually. Let's open this up a little bit better so you guys can see it all. Same stats. We had a single break the top of the initial balance, approximately 24.54. We have no such attempt at the bottom of breaking out on the bottom. 72% chance single break. Looks like that's where we're headed so far today. Double break only 4%. So that might kind of affect my bias trading into the close today as we get there. We do have that call resistance though. We've traded above it a couple of times here, and that's 0 DTE. That's not the main call. The main call resistance is all the way here at the bottom, and it's really resistance. It held pretty good, 2,300 on the Nasdaq. So Jack's level in the middle. That's actually acting as support at this point. I'm going to go ahead and draw a rectangle really quickly here, just so we can see how long we've been trading above this Jack's 2 level. And really, we haven't had a body of a candle closing here since 10 o'clock, so most of the day. So that's where we're at with the NASI right now. R1 is the ultimate resistance way up here with Jack's 1. We wicked up to R1, 495, and we didn't quite get to Jack's 1. So that's the story of the NASDAQ. We'll see. It looks like maybe a little bit stronger close on the NASDAQ than the E-mini S&P. Equal weight futures, by the way, is down 18.5, suggesting that the bigger companies weighing more positively on the index than everybody else. Let's go down to the Treasury note. So really quickly here, I'm going to go to the 10-year note, ZN, and the story of interest rates could be told here. We have a really interesting kind of, I thought we had a breakout to the downside here. We're back in the middle of the consolidation range here. The bottom of the consolidation range starts at 110 and 18.30 seconds. The top 111 and 12.30 seconds. I thought we were going to break down through here. We didn't. We could take a look at the yields right now. The yield on the 10-year is actually down a little over 2 basis points. So that was a huge turnaround from yesterday's pretty big candle. And we're right at that 8 EMA, and we're right at the piercing line of the previous large red body candles. So we'll see if we drive all the way back up to the top of this consolidation range or not on the 10-year, as the 10-year yields are in focus, not only on Capitol Hill, but also on a lot of trader screens. Having said all that, folks, we're going to bring in the main event right now. Order Flow Labs trading the close. We have two of my favorites. We have Stowe from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we have XYZ from somewhere in Southern California. I can't remember if it was LA or not. Welcome,
LA.
gentlemen.
Hey, Jim.
LA. Go Shuey. Are you a Shuey fan?
What's Shuey?
You asking
Shuey,
me?
the baseball player. XYZ.
Oh no, I don't. Look, I love basketball. I grew up with
Oh my
basketball and
God.
football. When it comes to baseball, I only know one thing. We got a guy named Otani, some Mookie Betts, all that stuff, and Panda's running this promo, Panda Express, where if the Dodgers win a home game, you get Panda Express for $5. That
That's
is the
sick.
extent of my Dodgers fandom.
You got a lot of the basics covered there, XYZ.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I just need them to win their home games, and I'm going to Panda Express. You do it on the app, it's all good. It's fast. You just pick it up.
There is no better baseball experience than a night game at Dodger Stadium. And I've been to a lot of stadiums.
I
You
actually haven't
check it
even
out.
been. I
All right, X. All
I'm a huge basketball football guy.
right, all right. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, listen, I know you're trading the close today. It's an interesting day, kind of small.
Yeah, this range is some people hate it, some people love it. We'll get into that for sure.
In the old days, like in the aughts, I guess they call it the aughts, like the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
When the E-minis were relatively young, if you had a 34 point range, high to low, it was the sky was falling. It was, oh my goodness.
Back then, scalping ticks, huh?
Yeah, it was literally let's try to make 4 ticks before we lose two.
Yep, it's fun to watch all those. There's a lot of really good old Dom video education that's from the 2000s, and you can see them shooting for those profit targets. A couple ticks, and it's like, they can't use that stop
That's
loss these days.
crazy, crazy. So, in any event, I'm gonna back out of here, guys. You guys do your thing. Good luck today, and I'll be eagerly watching every minute.
Thanks, Jim. See you in a bit.
See you, Jim.
All right, what's up, Omi? How you living?
It's not bad. I can't complain. It's been a good day. Unlike you, I don't like the consolidated range, but we've got some clear moves. Yeah,
Yep.
these ranges. I mean, I've been spoiled. We've been spoiled by that crazy volatility, right? So this is
No,
definitely
absolutely.
our vol is like almost like relative volume's almost half.
Yeah, it feels
IB is
so
under
good.
100.
I'm so relaxed right now. It's wonderful.
I've been having a good day. Yeah, missed a short that I really wanted earlier. But can't complain. Can't complain.
Well, I'll run through the open. This is kind of like my day. Like if a day comes along like this, I'm not I can't complain if I don't make points on this day. Something's broken with my trading. Chop around the 5 minute open, which is this gray box. I just kind of leave this alone. There are some plays in here off the mid, but once we get into this upper band and we start to take off, and we were seeing this as support, the top of the 5 minute OR. I'm just in this thing and I'm just riding it all the way to the previous week low, which is up here around 490. And yep, just adding, pulling off, adding, pulling off, and that's why this specific RVOL is more my zone, because I can really scale in and out. This is like what I used to do last year before I got destroyed in January and February trying to recreate it. So,
Happens to a
uh,
lot of people. that change in pace, volatility, the whole market regime change that comes with the new year, right?
Yep.
You're used to the holiday lull. Yeah, it catches a lot of people off guard for sure.
Well, how about you? Do you want to share your
Yeah,
chart today? And then
I'll do a little bit of my own recap. For me, it's by the time I got to desk, IB is getting has gotten put in, right? So up here, they're pulling it back. I don't know if it's clear enough, but I'm gonna blow up my screens a little bit. So IB got put in, they pulled it back, and they broke through. So to me, well, I guess we can switch off to here. This is really interesting. So we found for now a decent bottom in the market. It's not the cleanest. Some people say poor low, depends if you use a TPO. But we have the bottom. We got to balance 5 days overlapping value. We pop it up. Oh, sorry. Let me go ahead and get my screen going. Share screen. All right, we on my screens now?
there we go.
Cool. All right, so yeah, 5 days overlapping value. Finally pop it up, right?
Yep.
This is the volume that I'm really keeping an eye on. Reason being is because, well, this is the one that builds. This is the build before we actually break into that higher range. So coming back, we've got to find some bid. We've got to find the first time the bid's really going to step up. It's going to hold the market. Because if you look to the left, it hasn't been doing that, right? We're getting builds. They're getting lower. They're getting lower. Every inch right here, they try it. Nothing. They do it again. They do it again. So we're just building lower, right? And
Yep.
they try to put in a tail, goes back into this 3 day range, builds the volume, loses it again, and then we got this 5 day overlapping that maybe is putting in that bottom, temporary bottom. You know, the market's going to do what it does as day traders. We don't really get paid to predict if this is the bottom or not, right?
Right. Yeah.
So doesn't matter too much, but coming back, you do see that there's a build. So there is a responsive bid in the market that's willing to hold these prices to come back again, and they taper through it. So now we've got a springboard. Globex opens Sunday. We got to spike up. So now this is what I'm looking at. This is where I would have resistance, right? The last build that led to this push that kind of rounded itself out, went higher, went higher. We opened a gap up, and by RTH open, we're trading well above it. We are building. Yesterday, we are building. Not really getting much below this, right? So it's really bullish. Stowe knows it. I was long, painfully long yesterday, you know,
Yes,
painfully
I
long.
do.
It
I
worked
do know
out,
that.
as we all know now. Worked out. It's nice, but this was kind of the idea, right? We're blowing through the range. We gapped up and we're holding it. It's really bullish. Today, you can see that we're building even higher. We're not getting much trade in this. Oh, sorry. Where's my crosshair? There it is. Yeah, so
Yep.
we're
Top
not
left. There you go.
seeing much activity under this node anymore. It's pretty bullish. I mean, given the most immediate context, right? To me, this is where things flip, where on a higher time frame, long side really has the better edge. It can pay better. Obviously, intraday things change, so we'll go to that now. Intraday, I wanted longs. I got to desk. We put in the IB. We fell in. We broke the IB. I'm looking for bids, right? I'm looking for bids to target a 50% extension, which we haven't gotten to. We got pretty close. So first bid was down here. What I want to see is a new high. A new high has to be made.
Right.
We make it, nice. I held some, only took half. The rest got stopped out. Break even, or trailed it. Then I got long again here. I wanted that new high. No new high. As a matter of fact, we got a trap. So now my rule is, look, if the market is going to be trending up strong, every time it has this kind of pullback, it has to make a new high. And it didn't. So now I'm out and I'm
Okay.
noticing this. If we trade under this area now, it's going to mark a random rectangle, right? I'm going to draw it to the volume. We trade under this volume. That's big trouble for me because we've tried to break out of the IB and we're building. We're building. Someone's obviously stepping in, right? There's an offer. There's a passive offer. one, two, three attempts, lower high in the last attempt. And if we lose this volume, that to me is weakness. And how big the node is how we'll say dangerous it could be for the, we'll say laggard longs, right? These are going to be new longs are entering the market, right? That's how you build this node out. And if we lose this, the
Yeah.
dynamics changed.
And they're stuck too.
Right.
Yep.
The strength is no longer on the buy side. The risk is on the buy side more so. So what I usually do um, is I'll wait for a node to be lost, and then they'll try to attempt to get back in it. And if you can, the market shows me in a way of some kind of denial. It could be absorption, it could be a taper, but they're not going to re-access that build that they've been working towards in that direction. We can see a move back. Now, at the time, this volume profile wasn't as built as it is now. It's pretty built out in the middle, right? You can see so much trade has occurred, so much time spent.
Yeah.
Prior to this, this was not the case. So, one can say, look, they're going to go downside. They're going to fill in. We'll see where the market holds, where it doesn't. And this offer here was really nice. Textbook, right? Reoffer. And then they find the bid, they come back, they test this node again. These are
Yeah. That was
OFL
painful.
pinches. This is when momentum slows down, right? The tape slows down. It can signify a possible reversal, and you can see that it did play out pretty well to the downside. How I would have navigated this, I did not catch this trade. I would have loved to, is simply this. We have this spot. If they were to come up, try this again, and trade under this volume again and back into the main distribution, well, what is now the main distribution, this thing can slide, right? This is kind of like that. Okay, you have your answer. It's not going to happen. We're back under IB. It's going to slide down. Short that I missed that I would have loved to take. The last trade I had today was interesting. ES had what most would call a poor low, very equal lows. So I got some shorts around here. ES made that low, and Q did not break the swing. I took like half the profits off, and the rest I just broke even on it because the idea is now that ES has broken the low, that my plan has played out. If it's not going to continue, this thing can bid because those 14s to 18s, the 414s to 418s on NQ, heavy absorption. You can see the leg to leg right now. You can see all this delta right here,
Yep.
and there is a trap right here set. And this thing was going to run. If they're not going to get continuation, if the sellers won't get continuation, get out of the way, And that's what we got. It's a nice move back to the IB high. Yeah,
So
that's
you look
pretty
at
much
those. So as a day trader, as a scalper, you look at those higher time frame charts as bias clues. Is that what you use them for most?
for sure. For
Cool.
sure. I think a good example was yesterday, if I can find my mouse. We had a gap up. Globex went up. We opened at the main node of Globex's volume,
Yep.
and we tested the bottom of it, and we ripped higher. Everything, we're opening well above a 24-hour VWAP. The market was looking to buy. And while it's running up, we're seeing so much positive delta, which you can say is absorption. But also, if you're constantly seeing that build up of positive delta and price is running, the market is screaming at you, we want to buy it. We want these prices.
That's right.
And they
If you
don't
see
care.
that, if that offer delta, if those blue guys start stacking up like that, and price goes through them, that just means more buyers.
Right. And yeah, every pullback yesterday for a good while, you would have shorts pouring in. You'd see delta build up on the negative side, right?
Yep.
And they get ran off sides. So it's kind of like if that's going to be what it is, why assume any differently the next time it happens, right? And so every time an offer steps in, they try to sell down, they get absorbed, and they get stuck off sides. Yesterday was, yeah, you can see I was long. And, that kind of story plays out so often on those days. I used to just get destroyed playing short side, getting baited when they're stalling at the highs. They're building this big node where everyone's getting chopped up, only to run a new high by end of day.
Yep.
Um, yeah. And then today we've got, well, imbalance leads to balance. I wouldn't say it's, you know, it
Well,
is
this is
pretty
a good.
balanced,
Yeah.
but
This is
it's
what I'd like to see after the big, I didn't trade RTH yesterday because I traded way too much Globex on Sunday night. So I was cooked and done, but didn't look at the charts until after the bell. And I saw that big capital P shaped profile.
Oh yeah.
I love it. That's that's the um that's the bulls might win sign, which is nice because I mean, like you said, longs are easier than shorts. It's been a long
Currently,
couple
yeah.
months. I would like to. Um,
Currently for sure.
I'd like to hop in and be able to hit some longs again. So I was
We've got
excited to
some
do
trap
that today.
longs up here. These 430s, 440s right here. Not happy.
Yeah, I don't know what they're up to now.
Yeah, this can
But
go back and forth between these two
yeah,
consolidations.
I might hit this. I might hit this 405 again. I might hit the 400 if it comes down and touches the RTH open print, which is like
Mhm.
402.
Like
That's kind
sweep
of
it.
yeah. I'm waiting to see like a strong sweep into that. It didn't do that. It just came and wimped out at 405. Sometimes it does that, but that's kind of the trade I'm hawking at the moment.
I mean, they could just be setting it up for you. They know Stowe's coming on in a bit. We can't play it out now. We got to give them something.
No, that's. I mean, I took this trade at 130, and then took it back to the VWAP, which took a million years or 2 hours in trader time.
So grindy
Um,
today.
yeah, so grindy. But I was like, this would be this would be a great trade for the stream. But
I mean, I wish
market
they
doesn't work like
waited
that.
on that ES low of day, new low of day poke.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, they're at low of day again. It's not the best taper on the ES's profile. They can poke it a bit lower, but it's tough right now because we have a trap upside, we have a trap downside. It's a coin flip. It's up to you if you think, or anyone that's watching, if you think a coin flip is real edge. The answer is no. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, the only winner in the coin flip is the broker, for sure.
Sushi lunch for the broker on
I'm
chop
good.
days.
But like you said with your rule, I'm on the same page and I'm leaning at least briefly higher time frame. We're going up. So if we get into this balance and we poke out a value to the downside, I'm going to look to buy. I'm not going to look to short if we poke out to the top today. So
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
and what do we
there's a
got? 100-point range in value.
bit of time left, quite a bit of time left. Things can happen. They can get cooking. Power hour's about to turn.
Oh, I'm sorry, 65 points is our value area. Oof, that's painful.
What indicator is in my second panel? So I'm looking at the chat. R. Crawford.
Oh yeah,
Second
that's a
panel.
tape reader.
Oh, down here, region 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the tape reader from OFL. It's essentially an aggregate of the time and sales. So when you're seeing, um, obviously hitting the bid, Prince hitting the bid, you're going to see it go downwards, and then lifting offer, it's going to go up. So it's essentially a histogram of the time and sales in real time. So let's just say you want longs, and the time and sales is doing this. You're fading the tape. Anyone who trades order flow knows what happens when you fade the tape. Never fade the tape. Just if you want to fade the tape, of course it could work. Every trade could work. It probably won't. Just skip it. Wait for something better. Wait for more alignment, more confluence. You'll get paid. Yeah, I don't know if you're still here in the chat, but
Check the chat.
tape reader.
Yeah, that's actually
It's
part
a
of
free OFL
the
tool
free
too,
one.
so
Yeah,
you
you can
guys
get
can
that
just
with
sign up.
OFL freemium, and you can throw that on your chart
If you
today.
guys get an OFL Discord, you will find me in there.
Oh, Pax is here. What's up, Pax?
What's up, Pat?
Just going through the
Uh,
nice. But
Firmament.
but how did everybody else do? How did the chat do today? Does the
Hold on, give
chat
me a
like
second,
this
Stowe,
tiny range?
before I forget this. There's a guy in the chat.
Oh, go ahead.
Volume profile candles. Do you use those exclusively? Do you mean the footprint? You talking about this one? Do I use them exclusively? I use everything in tandem. Obviously, this is just one of many order flow tools. So yeah, I use this to drive context. To me, it's kind of like a historical time and sales, right? It logs everything. So you can find out what happened where, what really happened where. not just like what candle printed, but what kind of order flow happened? Is anyone stuck? Who's in a bad spot? Who can you play against? If price pokes out, let's just say this is an example, right? They tried the oh, sorry, I'm across here. But let's say if price pokes out the IB again, what really happened there? Well, we saw mostly buying and price fell under, which to me is buyer weakness because this happens when buying shuts off. They bought it through, they didn't want to buy it higher because you see a taper. It's not like a seller aggressively pushed price down. There's a passive seller. They bought into them. They decided we don't want to buy anymore, which makes a taper. It's a lack of interest. If you're not going to run it outside IB high, well, generally you're going to fall inside IB. So
Yep.
it's a contextual thing to really know what happened. Yeah. Sorry, Stowe, go ahead. I just want to do that before I forget.
That's okay. Um, no, I just asked the chat how they did today. Looks like no trades. Dio Killer got cooked. All green for fat fish. That's great. Yo, what's up, Merritt?
Question in the chat. How do you size based on volatility? Yeah, so you're always going to want to mind the day's range. Um, we're getting averages that are higher. Obviously earlier we're getting averages of like 500 a couple weeks ago. Now it's a little more close to two. Today the IB was under 100. To me, that already kind of spelled like if you're holding for longer targets, you're not going to have a good time. If you hit them, it's going to take so long, you didn't have a good time. If you get stopped because it's not going to go there, you didn't have a good time. You're just not going to have a good time. So my targets were a little shorter. I'm always mindful of relative volume, which is RVol in the day's range. The overall pace. You do have to be mindful of all that stuff. So that's how I do it. I use what kind of range do we have? What did we put in for the IB? How are we trading in comparison? Like we couldn't even hit a 50% extension today of IB. So things to consider.
I think I'm personally responsible for this low R vol day. Not to brag or anything, but I shared my high volatility solution that I had finally figured out how to come up with for extremely volatile days. And the market was like, "Well, that's done working, bud. Congrats." So
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
have.
hate this kind of activity. Well, okay, look, as someone who's naturally a scalper,
Yeah.
I can't say I hate it, but the volatility we've seen for like 3 months almost, it really spoiled me. You can get like 5R on your trades
Quickly.
um quickly. Yeah, like now you're grinding your teeth for two, like yeah. I'm definitely spoiled by the crazy R that the market was giving us if you were patient enough for an entry, being able to scale in and stuff like that. So
Yeah, Leo's pissed. Leo hates days like these so much. Sorry, bud. I didn't
Leo
mean
and I,
to.
we actually faded each other earlier at these lows.
Oh,
I
nice.
think that belongs. Um, yeah, I got paid, not as much as I would have liked, but I blame ES or I blame NQ. They didn't follow ES to crack a new low, but ES did it first, so I had to get out. I get
Yeah.
out of my short. Um,
But just like anything, I mean, it's pattern recognition, right? So when the pattern changes, that's going to catch you off guard a little bit, and it's good to have, a guideline or a playbook for all those scenarios, and whether you use some measure of volatility or relative volume, which is what I think I look at the most. I don't know about you,
yeah,
XY.
RVol is the first thing my eyes get to when I open the chart.
Yep. And then just ADR also is good to keep in mind. You can see like, is that
Mhm.
expanding? Is that contracting on an average? I gotta look at a 10-day ADR.
Yeah,
Just to
same.
have that in the back of your mind. So instead of running a 15-point stop loss, you can get away with you probably get away with like 8 today. But I found myself tightening up everything to make my profit factor work. Everything got smaller.
Mm.
So
Yeah. I mean, the market will tell you. So first thing for me is RVol. Then I have the IB on a 10-day average with current, and then like you said, the ADR.
oh,
So it's
that's
always
cool. The IB
RVol. What's
one's
the
a cool
first?
idea.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it helps a lot. So what's the RVol? What's IB? And now what's the range? And then the market will tell you, it'll give you signs whether it's through volume structure or price action structure, right? What risk you need. what can you really expect on your trades for like a first take profit, right? Or a longer target. If the market is not really giving strong legs, right? Or, you know, consolidating for 20 minutes before it even inches higher, you would be in a painful position to try to get longer trades unless you're willing to sit in that thing. As order flow traders, it's harder for us. You know, we're seeing all kinds of data, all kinds of noise, bids there, offers there, you know.
Yep.
I like base hits. I like scaling out. So I scale into the trade and then I'll scale out as it goes. Obviously, mindful of the range, what the leg can give you, right? So, you know, today, 15 points to me is a good first scale. Um, Weeks ago, if you're scaling before 40 points, you're on the wrong side of the market probably. If you're fighting for 40 like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my gauge.
You're hitting the tape a little bit here, but I don't know. That was just the turn.
It's hard to say. We're still like it's tightening, right?
Yep.
So you've got this swing consolidation. They poked it lower, they ran it up, they came back. They're not breaking downside, they're not breaking upside. They're just figuring
Yep.
it out.
Just
So
locking in.
you do what you do, but I always tell people when the markets when they're knife fighting, you don't want to wait. You just want to see who wins, and you know which side you want to go when they come back. That's my approach. I don't want to get in the middle of the knife fight, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So markets not giving us the best action, but
That's a good question, Mayor. XY, is there a strong correlation between the IB range and the daily range? Do you notice like you ever run
yes.
those numbers together?
I've never ran the numbers, but I test everything
Sure.
because I'm lazy. Um,
Forward test
Not
only.
advice. Do as we say, not as we do. Highly likely. But yes, when the IB is more narrow, it it kind of tells me that there is no participant that's willing to push price out just yet. And if it's not going to happen in the first hour, it's not as likely to happen for the rest of the session, right? You need someone in the market or one side to be deciding, hey, I'm going to drive it. And when those days occur, you are likely going to see it earlier on in the session. Um, what I also do is if we get a really narrow IB, I like to target if we're going to hold outside of it in either direction. One of my favorite targets is a 50% extension. The more narrow it is, the more likely we get to tag the 50.
Oh,
So it
sure.
helps me with the R in my trade. I won't take profit. If it's tight enough, I won't take any profit until we get to that 50 kind of thing, right? So that's why today I wanted that 50. We got really close, but on those longs to target the 50, I only got half off because I held the other half for the 50, and potentially a little higher. Just never got it. So
You might
goes
still
to
get it,
show.
man. I mean, they were doing stuff up there.
They were, right?
Yeah.
They weren't just doing stuff. The sellers were not getting anything done
Yeah.
until they made that lower high, and the tape really did flip, right? You start to see aggression come in on the Dom, and they're pushing price now. And it could be buyers getting out, like, hey, look, this is the third attempt, and we couldn't even get back to a prior high. I'm gonna get out of this trade. And you start to see it start to wash, and hold lower, and that's the danger zone, right? You build a node for how long was this? Let's just say 7:42, my time, best time zone, for a whole hour. A whole hour, they're building this node just to lose it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was disappointed. I was very disappointed in them personally. Um, yeah, the 480 to
Uh,
485 was partying so hard. I was
I
like,
believe
this thing's
Merit, Apteros is Merit, but high IB tends to lead to less range expansion from. Yes. So overall, for me, my eye test, I guess we'll say, a tighter one has a higher probability to hit 50%, but we also need to keep in mind that 50% of like 100-point IB is only 50 points, you know. So overall expansion, yeah, it's likely not going to happen, but hitting the 50%, being it only being 50 points out is a lot more likely. Um, that would put the day's range, assuming 100-point IB at 150, which is still pretty narrow.
Yeah.
Today is, I don't know what you did, Stowe. I don't know who
So
you called.
I told the internet about my bracket. It's my fault. I know it.
Yeah. Those are my observations. I don't have real data on that. Anyone who does, feel free to share. But that's just how I work it into my system. What I do notice here now though is we've got trap number one, and we've got another potential trap against the sell side again, and they broke above the sell absorption. So if there was a player here, which there was, somebody, many people absorbing on the buy side, they have not gotten continuation downside, and they've actually lost, or they're above their positions on that passive absorption upside. So the context tells me, I mean, I wouldn't like the shorts too much with that kind of activity. They're pushing above where that passive sell was, holding a higher low. What I don't like, Stowe, is the volume profile on the ES.
Yeah. Yep.
That is dirty.
Yep.
So
I agree.
they can grind it up now. Again, that test is, look, it's the IB. It's this node. This, to me, this is the spot right here, right?
I don't know if you can switch over to ES, but yeah, that 820, that
You can switch over to your
5822.
chart.
I don't have ES on mine.
Me neither.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
I'll-
There's a gnarly ledge at 5822. Just absorption city up there, and they haven't been able to crack that
Yeah,
either.
I don't know if Job's here with us, but I know he's looking at that, licking his chops.
Job loves a ledge. That's true.
That is not a good taper. That is a slow.
No,
It's a pyramid. Yeah,
no, that thing is
Job's looking at
disgusting.
that for sure. Oh, I see it. There he is. You know, if Job was like a demon, if Job was a demon, you'd know how to conjure him.
Yeah, you just just say ledge. Uh,
Trying to conjure up Job's demon.
5822 is the 1 year VWAP. Cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, we can switch over to your charts if that would help. If there's anything you want to show, but
Sure.
schemers at those lows,
Yeah.
they're just setting us up for the greatest short of all time. Maybe.
This week I'm going to try to get ES and the Dow on here too, so I can flip back and forth.
Yeah, I'll add an ES chart. That, I mean, I hope you guys can see. I don't know how many order flow traders are watching us right now, but it's not what you want if you're going to call a low of day, for sure. So
Nope.
there's a likelihood both me and Stowe are looking for a short somewhere.
I'm not going to short. Nope.
You're not going to short?
Nope. Not doing it.
It's not off the table for me.
I'm just doing it so it works for you, by the way. This is how the reverse jinx works.
Yeah, with that.
But no, I've got rules, man. No, not after that P shape yesterday. Not after this
Yeah.
action today. We're holding the 5-minute opening range mid. The VWAP bands look good. They're tightening and flattening out, but I mean, initial trend was up during the day. Yeah, I just don't.
Reality is too, if it weren't for this ES low profile, there's nothing that tells me on NQ
No.
that I should take shorts, you know?
Yeah. I think they have. Yep, they have a quick commercial break they want to go to. So yep, we're gonna do that. We're gonna be right back.
Pulse, the latest innovation in real-time market sentiment analysis, exclusively from NinjaTrader. With Pulse, you can see in real time how traders are positioned across key futures markets, including the E-mini and micro S&P 500, the E-mini and micro NASDAQ 100, the standard and micro crude oil, and standard and micro gold. Each symbol has its own visual gauge, showing the percentage of NinjaTrader users holding long and short positions. In addition, Pulse displays the average entry prices for aggregated long and short positions. The needle on each gauge also marks the extremes achieved during the trading session. Available on both NinjaTrader web and desktop platforms, this powerful tool allows you to measure market sentiment with data derived from our own customers' trading activity, tracked anonymously to protect trader privacy. Now you have your finger on the pulse of a bit of real-time market sentiment data, giving you unique insights to help make better, more informed trading decisions. Pulse is live now on the NinjaTrader web platform in sim mode and will be coming soon to our desktop platform. Take control of your trading today with Pulse, exclusively on NinjaTrader.
Experience the all-new NinjaTrader mobile app. We listened to your feedback and designed it with the power and simplicity a modern futures trader needs while on the go. Analyze trends like never before with automatic y-axis scaling and over 40 built-in and hundreds of downloadable indicators. Execute trades confidently with the redesigned Superdome, optimized for precision and speed. Make informed decisions with real-time insights into how market movements may affect your portfolio. Monitor and manage your trades either at home or on the go. Available now in the App Store and Google Play.
All right. Welcome back, guys. Let's get back to it. Yes, Leo, the last time I said I would not short, we started the 10% correction, which I was also personally responsible for. There's a lot of stuff that I do like that for my friends, for my close circle. I'm a really, really good fade.
If you guys want access, you're going to have to pay them. There's a subscription to this 100% hit rate.
That's actually a really good idea. I'll start a fade stack and it'll just be my actual feelings and you can just inverse them and nail it every time.
I'm wrong, but you made money. Congratulations.
I do feel better if my friends make money. It does.
It's like the consolation.
It does. Yeah, it's a great consolation. Try to short the overnight high. Yep.
I mean, it went for a few. Okay, the day's range is 130. If you got like 30 points, you got like a quarter of the whole day's range.
Yeah, right.
That's the crazy part.
It's all about context.
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
the crazy part.
Yep.
I think the second test overnight high might have been the one. What are you doing? Still you stalking anything in particular?
I'm still looking for this. Yeah. I want to see 400 get swept and then I'm going to slap it. I'm going to slap the ass.
Maybe they'll put in something clean for the ES. ES is low. Or maybe they'll leave it as is and drive everybody crazy.
I mean, everything looks, so this is, let's zoom in here. We can go look at overnight a little bit. So here, this blue line obviously is the, this is 9:30 Eastern. So this is RTH open. And, you know, overnight we had this 370 spot. It got retested. Anytime I see this stuff, like this is, I mean, this is like a lazy man's prep in the morning is quickly look at Globex and be like, oh, I see.
Yeah, but it pays.
People stopped here and then looked there. So you can take 15 seconds out of your day and just notice where candles end and begin. And that's going to come back because, you know, that was a seller who became a buyer. Is that a buyer again? Yes, it is. So that's another reason to lean bullish today.
Yeah, the simplest things pay the most money. I think the longer you spend playing this game, the more you realize if your analysis requires you to 360 no scope a chart, it's probably not that good.
Yep. Honestly, I try to think as little as possible all day. Anytime I start to think about any plans or any ideas or big targets, or I even think too much about the high time frame chart, I could accidentally read something on Twitter that messes me up. So I really try to be as clueless and dumb as possible while I'm actually trading.
Right? It's like the market's doing what it does. It's not lying. It's literally doing it, you know. Take it for what it is.
Yep.
Obviously, depending on how you trade, some people might do like a little tinfoil hat stuff with the market. They want you to this so you can this or something like that. But the answer is in front of us. That's what I think. The market's doing what it does. The order flow is getting put in. The information, the context. It's just what you're gonna do with it. Nick, I see you in the chat. I hate you, Nick.
I can't believe Nick did this show with one arm yesterday. That was impressive. They also had a grind.
Yeah.
Leo found that short, though. There was at least a trade to put on. I don't
Overnight
know.
high, second test. Yeah.
That's all I got. That's my one trade I'm hawking. 400.
I blame commercial break for the fact that I'm not in that trade right now. So good.
Yeah, no. Simplicity is key for sure. Just to, I mean, the market's hard enough, and if you let
Game is
yourself
hard.
get in the way, yeah, the game is hard. If you can't get in your own way too, yeah.
Yeah, fat fish. Stop calling me. Are you guys up or down today? I think we're both up, right? Still?
Yeah, I had a
You
crazy
said
big
this is
day.
your thing,
Yeah,
right?
I pressed. I spent all day on the chart today. Usually, if I have a day like this, I always take Friday off because I don't like to stare at the DOM for 8 hours, but because it really sucks.
Gets
I've
you
got like a
googly-eyed.
4-hour limit. So I borrowed Friday's DOM time and used it today to press on my big day. So yeah, I had a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm what? Tomorrow, I'm heading out tomorrow. I'll be gone, so I won't be here with you next Tuesday, but you got Leo, you got the big cat.
Ooh, I got the big cat
You
next
got the big
Tuesday.
cat because I'm not here next Tuesday, but I'll be back the following Tuesday. So you got big cat. You got big
All right,
cat.
that's cool. Leo and I like to take the opposite side of each other's trades, and then
What do you call that? What
hurl
do you
it.
call that again?
Oh yeah, maybe we'll do that on next Tuesday, Leo. We'll call it the new segment "Friendly Fire," where we take the opposite side of the trade and then make fun of each other until one of us gets stopped out. That's normally what we do.
And then you make fun of each other harder when someone gets stopped out. You add on to the trade, you know? Adding on to the winner.
It's really fun. What does the winner get besides P&L? The ability to make sick jokes at their friends, I guess, would be, I mean, almost worth more than money to some.
Yeah, to Leo it is. One time we had this bet. It's like a $50 bet. I said the low was in or the low was not in. I said the low was not in.
Okay.
Put $50 on it. Didn't work out. They didn't break the low until after 1 p.m. Obviously, it's null, right?
Yep.
And then this guy wouldn't even let me Venmo him. He's like, no, I'm gonna hold it against you.
Yeah, the spite. I mean,
Yeah.
that's definitely worth more than $50. 100%.
Bastard. Yeah, so don't bet with Leo, guys. He's like
yeah.
a
It's not a
that's
good
why I don't
idea.
sports bet. Rent free. Yeah, this is like the fifth time we've talked about it. And he keeps asking me sometimes when he pops into my stream on OFL. No. He'll be like, hey, you wanna? I'm just like, no, stop it. Yeah, Job, I'm still in drawdown on that. Still in drawdown on that emotional equity.
We are kind of demonstrating something important today by not doing anything. this is a really easy day to get chopped up in if you're used to, especially if you're used to super high volatility and you cruise into a couple of days in a row like this, and your mind and your execution and just your body in general is used to amplified, high frequency, high volatile environments. You can look for a trade anywhere on here. The book is so thick,
Oh
everything looks
yeah.
like it's trying to do something. So you really have to pick and choose your spots and be willing to be patient on these days if you want to trade in these days.
I mean, this to me right now, we've got that node up there that's obviously hasn't been happy for a good while. And
No.
now it's just one big main distribution that price seemingly does not want to leave, right?
Yeah,
Valley
Joe
area
loves
high
the shape of this.
460, Valley area low 400. So essentially, you're waiting for a test of value area low and a swift rejection when the market's like, no, we want to go back up.
Yeah. Yep. That's all I'm doing. And we might run and we might break out in the last 30 minutes, but that's cool. That's not where my trade's going to be today.
This is very unpower hour like. This is a very unpowerful
Oh, it's already
power
320.
hour.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a bunch of business. Overnight highs right here, just kicking off.
Norse. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't like this. It's been like 70 RVol all day, pretty much. Um, Stop run through the 460. That would be nice, right? While the low isn't that great.
Yeah, the chart settings are just if it's just a 750 vol candle, if that's what you're asking for the volumetric, or are you unless you're talking about the volume profile, that's an OFL volume profile.
Nick, why would you do this? You know what it is? It's his shoulder surgery.
Ah, actually, it'd be cool if
Like
we could blame Nick.
volatility
Anybody but
just
me would be
went with
nice. I took the heat last time.
it. Yeah, no, Norse, it happens a lot with some buddies of mine too. Anytime volatility shifts, whether it's high to low, low to high, everyone just kind of gets caught off guard. Um, that's why the very first thing I look at is RVol. Like when I open my chart, RVol, how big is the IB if it's put in, and then the range. And then, as you get that context first, everything else you see, it'll drive in faster, right? Um,
No, this is
how wide
special
ranges are.
West Coast wake up late settings, I think is what you're talking about.
Yeah, honestly, you look anywhere on like YouTube and stuff, they'll be like, if you're not up by 30 minutes pre-market, you don't deserve to trade and all this stuff and dunk your head in ice water, drink that blue bottle of water with a banana. Look, I found my way in the West Coast. It's hard to really get up at like 6, right? And try to have a social life. So a lot of times I wake up, IB is about to close soon or it's closed already. And I found my way into just a process that works. That works for me. Obviously, getting into this position, I woke up at 5:30 every day for a while to learn pre-market, what the market does, after Globex does a certain thing. Um, it's pretty crucial to know all those things to track, what's going to potentially be a strong open drive or open test and drive or what Globex did that might lead to something intraday. Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes time, but I'm on that. I get to the market a little late. By the time I get on, I see Leo and Stowe posting their big P&Ls on this 230 point move up that I missed, you know. But I mean, it's futures, right? You got so much leverage and it's tick based. So there's plenty of opportunity.
Yep. My
Yeah.
friend AJ likes to say we have all day to buy this thing. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
something that rings in my head all the time when I'm starting to feel like, where's my entry? Where's my entry? If ever I start having that thought, I take a step back and I'm
Yeah,
Like you got
Elias has it correct. You wake up, it's usually like 7:15-ish my time. Get the robe on, you go out, brush your teeth and stuff, get the charts loaded, you put on some music, and then you just wait. Wait to try to get on board with something.
I also like this consolidation, above um previous day high. That's good. It's good movement, like push and build, right?
Right? Yeah. They're not really getting they're getting more stuck into or outside of prior day range, but ES cannot hold outside prior day range. So ES is pretty stuck inside prior day range. That's the thing. It might be the pig that drags NQ down, or NQ might be the rocket ship that yanks ES by the collar and pulls it up.
That fish also lets the IB set up. What I like to do is I like to hit my DLL by 9:35 and then be really mad all day. That's what I'm super into.
Snow's Edge on full display. Get
Yeah.
that. I'm telling you guys, get that fade stack. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I love the IB. I would say a huge portion of my trading is centered around the IB. Just used to, obviously, when you get to desk a little late, the IB gives you a huge amount of information, and knowing the IB stat, it's highly likely to break one side. How big is it? Which means what you can expect for the day. If you have a 50% target like I do, it gives an additional target for ranges that extend outside IB. Yeah, so the funny thing is Leo has the 5 minute OR trade, which is kind of like that outside or the inside out extension. For me,
Yep.
it's the woke up too late version, and now you can't really use the 5 minute OR. You got to use that whole IB and then play it out. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that mid
Lazy.
trade. So good. That was nice. Yeah, if you're sleeping on that 5 minute OR mid trade, you should figure out what it is and stop doing that. It's been, I mean, we got to grab the stuff that works while it's working. So,
I mean, it was even working just before we got on.
oh yeah, I
I
hit.
was looking for the crack, right? Like a big flush. Um, I think my short was I was sitting around the 420s, and we're just tapping that IB mid or the OR mid, and I'm just like, Leo, can you get off the bid for a second? Just a
Just let
second.
us wash that out. Nope.
Yeah. I took off the half, TP'd on half my position. I just wanted the rest of it to just a decent wash, call it a trade, hop on NT Live. But Leo just won't get off that 5 minute OR mid, man. So basically, once ES washed that new low, which is the main part of my thesis, they made that new low, came back, and I was like, all right, we're done here.
Yep.
Looks like they still can't really get outside value, but still stuck here in overnight high.
Yep.
Powerless hour. We've been stuck in like a 50-point NQ range for the entirety of this show.
Yeah. It might even be less. It might be 40,
Insane.
which is crazy. I mean, Jim pointed that out with just that when he tried to pull the ES range, it was shockingly low also.
Yeah, these are, for me at least, unlike Stowe, these are not the best conditions. This ain't it. Um,
Yeah.
for
I'm
me,
also
I
usually
like
done. I usually am not messing with the end of the day on days like this too.
I just like more volatility, more pace, because that means the order flow, to me, it means more, right? When it's this slow, you might get a minute of some kind of order flow that gets you thinking like, oh, and then the next minute it's shut off completely. you can't really rely on it as much for execution. So it's like trading Globex with order flow. It's not the same. So
The market is satisfied with this price. They just love it.
yeah,
420 wins again, unfortunately.
the volume profile definitely tells us that same story. They love these prices. They don't like anything just a bit outside. We've been stuck in value for 2 hours.
Elias knows this drives me crazy. That 420 is a thing because it shouldn't be a thing, but it's often a thing. I don't know. I don't know how anybody gets away with just making a meme price be inflection point every time we get to it, but
Yeah,
it
here we
definitely
are, back and
has.
forth.
Yeah.
It's like tightening up too. This is how it was yesterday for Leo and Nick?
Yeah. Yep.
This is actually terrible.
Mhm.
What's the IB? The IB is the initial balance. It's the first hour, the range that's put in the first hour of the RTH open. So 6:30 to 7:30 Pacific time zone, the best time zone.
I don't know why we all have time zone beefs, but we do.
It, the other time zones are fake.
I know the Central Time's the worst time zone. That's for sure.
Everybody hates Central Time. Both sides hate Central Time.
All right, buyers, be somebody. Give me something to look at least. I'm not going to trade this, but
Yeah, this is terrible.
do you want to short up there? Do you want to short that node?
I would be open to it, yeah, depending on what they do.
Got that 477 spot from the way down. That was a previous low made, so on the higher time frame. There's a cool thing in the OrderFlow Labs balance area study where you can turn on to mark previous high and low points that are on whatever time frame chart. Again, an extremely lazy person's way to do some homework quickly is it just auto draws all the previous highs and lows of I do a 60-minute candle, but those are often really good inflection points, and I don't have to do any work to get it, so it's nice.
Oh, that's another thing. A big key part to my process is that OFL auto plots so many things
Yeah.
that yeah, I can just get to my desk at any point, glance over some things. This happened here, this happened there. I don't have to like go back on the whole footprint and do all this, look back. It's the answers are right in front of me.
Yep.
And you just take the information for what it is, digest it how you do, and you can operate, right? Big part
Yeah.
of it is OFL stuff. So if it didn't exist, yeah, I'd be spending more time. It would be different for sure. Yeah. Looks like we're still seeing some absorption up there, but they're giving it a go. We've got a little bit of offer. This offer is refreshing in these 50s. They're gonna have to step it down though, because the
Yeah.
bid is refreshing too. So the bid is actually replacing the offer.
There you go. Hmm. I think my screen froze. You want to switch over to XY's screen? I'll try to
Yeah,
get this baby going. There you go. You're still running?
I'm good. Yep. Yep.
Cool.
I think we are on my stream now. So let's see what they get out here. Pretty decent move here.
Maybe they saved everything for the last 15 minutes.
It's possible. Yeah.
I mean, weirder things have happened for sure.
Definitely got some offer stepping in. 110 on the ask. I mean, 122 on the ask just now. 110 on the ask, 122 on the bid. Yeah, so this is a leg to leg for comments for chat. Leg to leg delta. I have it
And
for
then, do you do leg to leg volume profile or just the delta?
just the delta. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason I don't have leg to leg volume is I have volume on my footprint too, 5 minutes. So
Oh, right. Okay.
I can reference that, yeah, for anything. Yeah, I'm gonna try my hand at a short here. It's looking real dicey right now.
I don't hate it. Let's see if we can pop this.
No, I'm getting out of that.
Yeah, they're crossing big time.
Big time. Yeah, that offer came in pretty nice. They had a lot of absorption. The 56s, but
This is where I'd look for
it
it.
said
Right here.
absolutely not. Open to another one if they can really push, but I'm not gonna fade this move outside of a value like this. I want to see some kind of failure, right? Some kind of build. You know, you see that they are building here and then just back below into the 50s. And I want to see the offer refresh in the 50s.
Yeah, this is part of the challenge of execution is being on the right side of the V, trying not to be early. That's my personal focus all the time. That's because I'm extremely bad at it. So that's what I work on all the time.
Yeah, I like the shorts up here, but they're gonna have to prove their worth, right? Don't want to bet on a losing team. They don't look like the winning team just yet.
Yep. Well, Fat Fish got along off. Good. Good for you, bud.
I hate you, Nick.
Yes, back to that 820.
Oh yeah. So what I am seeing is on this move up, it's not that the selling does not exist, which makes this bullish. There is selling coming in, but they're not getting what they want right now. So pretty simple. I'm waiting for buying to get stuck at some point. Could be now.
This is
Try it
also a
again.
tough trade because there's not much.
I'll try it again here.
There's not much reward on it.
Yeah, given this 15 points.
Sweet.
So what I usually do is I put on a position for anyone in the chat. If it starts working, if it starts playing, I'll look to add, but it's got to be working, right? Don't want to marry the trade. Next thing you know, you're just in a trade with some hopium. It's never what you want to be doing.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see if they actually get something for this. I'm looking above 62s. There is a cluster of buying that got put in there. If you can look at this footprint here, there it is. There's that cluster of buying, led to a taper back into this range. And we'll see if they can get something for it. Yeah, so if
Yeah, they're
assuming,
trying to step on it.
yeah, they're trying to step on it. If they really can and they start to show that now the bid will go unrewarded, I'll look to add on it, but there's a parameter. I honestly too, I hate trading right here at 1240, right?
Right.
This is when sometimes it's like order flow be damned, you know? You can
Yeah.
see it right now, and then as it's time to close out positions, it's like it's meaningless, it's for nothing. So this would probably be the last trade here. I don't usually enter anything new um, past 12:40, honestly.
Yep.
I think all of us, we usually trade earlier. I trade like 1 hour for an hour early on. We're done. But sometimes the close does give you something interesting.
There's some sort of study about how if you're in some sort of creative pursuit or like some sort of problem solving job, you really only have like 3 hours of your peak performance for the day. And
Right.
anything else that you're using beyond that is just taken away from, um, your mental fortitude in general that you need to
Right.
keep honed. Like I said, I borrowed 4 hours from Friday to trade the whole day today. So everybody can get to know their own clock like that. Um,
Right. Yeah, I mean, mental capital, a finite resource, and
yes.
you're just burning it through the day, you know. Um, it doesn't really regenerate when you're on the chart, especially when you're in execution mode or when you're in a trade. It's burning even faster exponentially. If you're
Yep.
sitting in drawdown, your P&L's red on the day, stuff like that. You know, you can be like, yeah, if I have edge, I'm gonna sit on the charts all day, but performance doesn't really reflect that same idea, you know. And it's a mental capital thing. So I keep it light. To me, it's the easiest way to be consistent and have a profitable process because it's so easily repeatable. Um,
Right.
so yeah, it'd be like that, you know. It'd be like that. So the market right now can either just rip my face off here for 15 points, or they can go and do some work on ES, those lows there. TBD.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're building though outside of what was value, right? It was 460.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
they're
Yeah. So
certainly
they're pushing it.
building. Yeah, we would have preferred to see faster rejection of range outside.
Hmm. Well, are there any more questions in here? Let me see if I missed anything. Nope.
15 points. My stop is 15 points. I'm looking for ES new low of day. Um, I don't think, yeah, the market's not looking for the same thing. But like I said earlier, you put on trades after 12:30, closer to 12:40. Order flow might not even like the immediate order flow you're seeing on the DOM. It doesn't weigh as heavily, in my opinion, because well, there's about to be a lot of volume coming in that is agnostic to it. You know,
Yeah.
um, they're going to close out positions. So anyone who's shorting down here, you know, might just be closing that out. Now they're going to rip it up and buy it, things like that. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just sucks that the market didn't really give us anything earlier. We got like a nice 40-point range. Um, yeah, if anyone's looking at the ES profile, that's what I was kind of keying in on. Generally not resolved in such a way. But on
Yeah.
NQ,
It's,
we had some bids stepping up, right? We got absorption. They absorbed higher. It's here in the tools. Um, and the last chance was really value area high up above the 460s for the shorts as we're running out of time. So that was that trade. 15-point stop on it.
it would be cool if they smashed this 58.22 on ES.
Or a new high a day.
I just mean like there's got to be eight gajillion stops up there.
Huh? Yeah.
I've been watching that absorption for like I don't know 8 hours, and they got ran once and then they
So
put
they'll
it back on. So
basically, what can happen is they'll trade 24 ES 24 for 1 second, and then they'll be trading 38 the next.
yep, We'll see. It's almost algo time.
San Diego, close enough. I'm in LA, so we're not too far.
San Diego. That's how it's pronounced.
For stash.
Surprised you didn't know that.
Closing orders, I don't actually pay attention to closing orders. So what can happen at 12:40 to like 1 p.m. to me, it doesn't really dictate much because you don't really want to be on the book around that time, personally. The day has run out, the time has run out for really anything to happen. And you're at the mercy of the closeout. So
Yeah, there's the 350 Eastern algo, the mock algo, or is that the 55? I don't know. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they're for. All I know is they come in and trash the place.
yeah, honestly, I don't even think there's any edge in knowing what the purpose is because I don't think you should even be on the book.
Well, I'm focused on being as stupid as possible. So
Robert, I was not long. I was short. I gave it a 15-point stop on the short. So I usually just I scale in. The trade's got to work for me to add on. So I keep the losses a lot smaller in that way. Helps me to manage the risk and get into moves. But yeah, we're going. This is back into that main node right now. They're building the volume. So anyone that's looking at this footprint here, you can see that the volume is not moving lower, right? The volume is moving higher. That means market interest is moving higher. That means you got to get out of the way.
Also, just to point out, you don't have to trade just to enjoy this because this is cool. Like if they go take out this high, that's going to be super fun. So I'm going to like to do that even if I'm not making money. That's how much I like the game. Because you've been kind of watching a story all day, right? So it's
Right.
always cool
It's
to
like
see how it ended.
The finale.
Yes, the previous day high. Come on, baby, do something cool.
Of poorly positioned shorts. Right here. They're about to get ran.
All right.
How much do I adjust my stop? So if I'm scaling in, there is some structure shift in a way where, let's just say the offer was reloading in the 60s and I get in and now we're trading the 40s or the 50s. And you're seeing where there used to be bid reloading, now it's offer reloading, right? Or as it loses its place and it fails to grab the 55s now, right? If I'm adding lower, basically I'm betting on momentum. So if it's close to my original stops, they'll be put there. If I'm adding further, like 15 points down, right? Those ads will have their own stop as well. Because if it comes back and tags that, it means they weren't good. It's kind of like opening another positioning. That's how I manage that risk. I want to take it off when I am simply wrong about something. So it doesn't have to be, a lot of times it's this push and pull between you shouldn't take it off until the trade is wrong. I would rather get risk off. And if it ticks you out and it starts to work, I'll get back in. I don't like to hold for more drawdown than is necessary. So a lot of my trades, I'm happy with just getting out and getting back in because let's just say that other offer that I had, I gave 15 points. If it stopped me out at 15 points, came back and kind of re-offered those prices lower, to me, now the trade might have gotten better. They've had 2 attempts higher. They're showing the same information. But if you're holding on to it, you're in hot water because you were wrong in the first place. You don't want one wrong move to compound into a worse situation.
Yeah, that can happen super fast.
Yeah. So when I'm adding to the move, yeah, it's looking good, right? Everything I think is happening that might happen is currently happening. That needs to be fulfilled. Otherwise, I'm just leaving risk on for what might be worse than even a coin flip, To me, it's not about booking the stop is just taking risk off. That's kind of my mentality.
Hmm.
I don't do like you're wrong or you're right on a trade. You're doing only two things. You're taking risk off or you're putting risk on. Your entry is obviously your risk on, right? To me, taking the stop is taking risk off in the same way as you take some size off as you scale out of your trade. Um, there's a risk on and risk off. If the market's not doing what I think it's going to do, I'm going to take the risk off, right?
Oh, they're gonna lose the node into the close.
That was quite a push. I mean, I was short what, like 60 maybe?
60s, yeah.
Yeah, that thing ran 30 points. There's no way I would never want to hold on to that. So
That's only 70. It's only like 85% of the range today. 30 points.
that was a banger. Yeah, so that's
You gonna get
when
back
I
up here and
started
close
managing
it?
risk that way,
Hmm.
equity curve improved drastically. It's not about when or your win rate anymore so much. You know, it's when you're right, you get really paid. When you're wrong, you just take the risk off. No harm, no foul. And it keeps you objective, right? I think we all know when you're sitting in a trade, you can't really be as objective. You have
Yep.
some sort of bias. For me, it's like, hey, look, if this price tags, I don't like this trade anymore. Why would I sit in it? I'm going to take the risk off and step back. Let the market do its thing.
Jim, you want to come in and watch the close with us, bud? We might be popping this high. An NQ anyway.
What's up, Jim?
Close up here would be cool. Hold this node.
Um,
They put in all that work.
oh, what happened? Yeah, no, I know. It's funny, man. I mean, I'm been looking at these gamma levels, and they're scarily predictive sometimes.
Mm.
Not always, but sometimes. So we saw that in the NASI, we drove up to Jax 1, which is like the big gamma level. We didn't get there, but
Yeah,
you
that
could see like the magnet like turning on. It's like, all right, lime green, we love lime green. Green loves lime green. And it was like driving up there. It stalled, obviously, but I'm digging them, and I'm new to these gamma levels. I'm like a newbie. It's like
So
completely
is that so for the for the NQ gamma levels, I assume that's based on just NASDAQ options? And that's how that's calculated, something like that?
no, these are the Mentor Q levels associated with the Nasdaq futures options.
Oh, okay. So it's based on the futures options, not the index options.
Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah,
then same
yeah.
with ES. That's not based on SPX options. It's based on the ES options.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Which
Interesting.
we will have on our platform one of these in the near future. But here same picture. This is the ES. I just toggled over there. Same picture. It's like driving up, driving up, driving up. There it is. There's Jax 1, 58.30. I don't know. Maybe there's another reason for this at the end that you guys probably know better than I do. But we drove this last candle. We drove through the Jax 4, the Jax 3. They're minor levels, but boom, Jax 1. So it's amazing, man. It's like a mystery.
I don't know why I'm rooting for this high so much. I just want to see it.
Yeah. Well, they tried to sell
Yeah.
it down a few times already.
Yeah.
That is
I
some
was trying
decent
to
fuel for a high, for sure.
on the micros. I added like this is a 30-minute candle. I know that you guys are like 30 minutes. How old are you? But these are 30-minute candles, and so I added the power hour volume profile. I anchored it. You could anchor it really nicely, as you guys know, just to kind of see like, is this point of control down here going to be sticky? But no,
Yeah.
442 is in the rearview mirror right now, man.
Right. Right.
Yeah. If they were gonna move it down at all, it should have been in those 460s. Above that, information has changed for sure.
Yeah. Well, when we look at TPO charts, those are those are A period, B period. Those are 30-minute segments. So that's like the same as looking at 30-minute candles, Jim. So you're not that old.
Or we're
You're
old.
just saying that.
Or
You're saying
we're
that
old.
to make me feel better.
You're old.
Yeah, no, I know, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We have this like a other volume node here, this competing, I call them competing point of controls, right? They're the real point of controls down here somewhere. The competing ones, it's almost like a little mini double distribution
Yep.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And price happiness is up here now. I mean, that's how we're closing there. We got 4 minutes left.
No, I love that stuff. Little microstructure, things like that are beautiful, especially for your scalping, because we're just trying to get a couple points. You can look at microstructure and lean on something in a very short time frame and be successful.
Microstructure, I like that. You need
You're
to
trading order
still.
flow. Yeah,
You need
there's
to
always
trademark
structure
that.
everywhere.
I need to what? Trademark that? I'm
Yeah.
sure I stole it from Leo, just like I've stolen everything else. Maybe I stole that from Job. Maybe I stole that from Nick. I don't know.
No.
I highly doubt that I've ever had a a breakthrough trading idea that I didn't glean from at least somewhere or somebody. But yeah, when I think about microstructure also, it helps keep me in check when I start to get your eyes are bigger than your stomach when you order too much food. Yeah, that's how I feel when I'm trying to get a runner to go 500 points for no reason. When some days I wake up and I forget that I'm a scalper, and all of a sudden I'm a swing trader, and I have to remind myself, just look at the microstructure, bud. Just relax. Get
Well,
some
yeah, I
points.
mean, scalpers become swing traders when the position goes against them.
Yeah, also that. Yes, big time.
Oh my goodness. So it's, I think there's a little bit I don't know if this is any reason for anything, but there's a little bit of chatter on the coming out of Capitol Hill from the president, maybe being a little bit dovish on the tariff side.
Oh, good. So we're flipping and flopping. That's good. I like it. I mean, that's what creates the volatility. Art of the deal, baby.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
gonna
I
need
don't know.
more
I don't know. I
Arvos,
think
though.
sometimes there's like too much. All right, don't talk so much. Just, face it out a little bit.
That's what I'm into, though. I like whatever can create volatility. I'm here for it. We need that to be able to make our points.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get to that Jack's level by the end. We got 2 minutes left. Final 2-minute warning coming up.
I mean, I
And
got
I'm
184 lots sitting there, so
Do you?
they did. Somebody does.
500 even. It's
Yeah.
split up.
Yeah.
It's split up into batches.
Yeah.
One of them is a 50 block. 50, 20.
Yeah. It's got to get through R1 though. These daily pivots too. I don't know if you guys ever check those out, but they're pretty good. I like those. I call them areas of interest. Those are like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of traders use them, and there's going to be stops up here too at R1 for sure. The people, the non-gamma people or the non-even number people, they're gonna be like, yeah, if we get over R1, I'm out.
133 point range day.
Yep.
Well, I hope for tomorrow's OFL crew, we get a little bit more action. Huh?
Don't worry, you guys will get your shot at the title. It's gonna happen.
Thought they called it Power Hour.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll just close it at this 480 node that they made up here.
Yeah, they really did. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Such a low volume day, they could just put the point of control right here at the end also.
Yeah, it was here for a good portion of the day.
Yep.
Almost there, kids. Like 23 seconds left. By the way, the president said prices on gasoline, eggs, and groceries are coming down.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a big fan of the fancy eggs, so that would mean a lot to me. They're $7 right now. I could get back to $4 and be stoked.
I get that. I get the ones that say happy eggs. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
they
yeah.
sell those?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. Nice orange
Nobody.
yolks. Those
Yeah.
are beautiful.
Nobody wants a unhappy egg. Anyway, all right, you guys were awesome. Great job today. Appreciate you guys being here with us. And
Here it comes, Jim.
I'm
They're
going to
gonna
make
get
this.
it.
I'm
Woo!
Yeah, there we
There's
go.
the
Jack's
500.
one. Jack's one, as anticipated. It's
There it
amazing.
is.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Wow. Yeah, no, by the way, I am gonna hit you guys up. We did a great interview with Leo today. It was 11:15 slot. I know it'd be early for XYZ, not for you, Stowe, but over the next couple weeks, hopefully I can get you in and we can learn a little bit more about you guys.
Sure.
I'll wake
Sounds
up for
good, man.
that.
All right, all right, all right. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. I'm gonna wrap it up right now. We're pretty much wrapped, I think.
Cool. Thanks, Jim.
So yeah, thanks for being here as well.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
All right, all right. All right, so I think the story of the day, guys, and I won't keep you much longer. I appreciate everybody being here in the chat. Uh, uh, Michael, if you're still here, Michael Mihalo, I'll give you another shout out. I missed you earlier today. I apologize for that. Fatfish is here. Appreciate you, Fatfish. Some of our long term guys. The story today is the range. I mean, this is the range of the E-mini S&P. Let me double check, but I think I'm accurate on this. We're talking 34 handles. I mean, that's not even usually like the first candle of the morning. 34 handles. The ATR is down to 99, by the way. 99 handles. So kind of a low volume day. Everything's kind of sideways. Not a lot of movement on anything. I'm just going through my market analyzer on the left-hand side. You know, you got to get to grains before you see something over 1%. You know, corn down 1.29%. You know, some of these grains are kind of taking it hard. But other than that, it's been pretty subtle. The 10-year yield actually went down. Remember, we were up a little bit this morning when we first started talking, so that went down. That flip-flopped a little bit, and that part of the yield curve is pretty much unchanged, maybe a little bit higher. Gold only up $10. Again, not that much to write home about. And crude is still below that 70 handle. So we're going to end it there today. We're going to be strong tomorrow morning. A couple of economic releases tomorrow to worry about, or maybe not worry about. Durable goods orders is at 8:30. That's got a red star. Red stars are possibly market movers. That's at 8:30 pre-market. Then the EIA petroleum status report at 10:30. If you're an energy trader, if you're any kind of trader, make sure you follow Shy Girl on Twitter. You get some great insights, not only on all the markets in general, but the energy markets in particular. So highly recommend that for you guys to pursue. All right. Having said all that, folks, thanks for being here with us today. Looking forward to tomorrow. Remember, the most important message of the day, please be safe out there. Be good to each other. Thank you.